Alright, welcome back to the Crossie Flash Spooder Show. This is the Bully Jflash episode where we look at Variance versus me. I spelled Variance wrong in the first one, but whatever. Alright, let's just jump into it. So this first battle is Greenskins against Britonia. I remember Variance, especially him saying, yeah, I don't want to play any of my mains because you're playing Greenskins. And I'm like, okay.
You alive, Jflash?
Hmm?
Oh,
Can
sorry.
you hear me?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yes.
Oh yeah, here, I'll turn myself up a bit.
No, so
Okay.
good. So, do you want to talk through your army first quickly, and then we can
Yeah,
see if
we'll
you disagree or anything?
look at my army. I mean, this is a pretty basic Jflash orc army. I mean, I got 3 orc boys on the front lines just to, die. I got some orc big guns on the flanks because, we got some funny cav. We got black orcs. All black orcs very good. They'll be able to kill basically anything on this field. Then we got some crimson killers, best infantry unit in the game. They'll destroy anything. We got Grom, chariot, destroy any infantry. He's fast. He has some really good spells. I brought an orc shaman with only Here We Go and the Foot of Gork. Here We Go to buff my units. Foot of Gork to stomp anything I want to stomp. We got 4 Goblin Spider Rider Archers, just to be an annoyance, harass any cav, kind of distract. And then we got 3 Squigs in the back, all the way in the back to kind of hit if he brought any trebuchets or archers. So that's my army.
Nice.
What's the for?
Grom.
Grom. I love Grom.
I actually really like Grom too. I think
Yeah.
this might be one of the matchups where he's maybe slightly more vulnerable, where the enemy can bring lots of heavy cavalry and kind of pin him in a bit more.
Yeah.
Because if he does get, although he can, unlike other chariot units, kind of hit while he's moving or pulling out kind of thing, he can still be vulnerable if he gets completely surrounded by units he can't push through. But his abilities are really strong. He's got regen, unlike the other kind of orc lords, so I think it's hard to go wrong with him, typically.
Yeah.
He's so fat, he regens.
Yeah. I always find it funny because he's just as naked as Warzag is, but he has more armor somehow. So
Yeah, all that fat.
all that
Yeah.
fat protects him. Also, there's a goblin that just constantly feeds him. It's funny.
Hey, he's got some shoulder pads. They can deflect arrows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, pretty basic orc army. I mean,
Yeah, hard to find too much fault with that, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Grom means thunder in Serbian. Maybe Grom is Serbian.
Grom is Serbian, yeah. All right, let's look at this Britonia army. We got interesting to bring Royal Hippogriff Knights. I don't know what exactly they're going to be able to. I don't know. I'm never a
Potentially
big
like a
fan
death
of.
squad in the air, but yeah, they're very
Yeah.
like glass cannon. Like
Yeah.
if they get
Well-
caught in a bad engagement, they'll just get destroyed. So.
No, they're actually an amazing unit.
Really?
Well, yeah, but
They have 20% physical resistance from the favor of the lady, and you don't charge them in alone. You bring like a Luan or another unit. And
Oh
then
yeah, of
charge
course, yeah.
them in a couple, and they're actually a really, really good unit.
But in a situation like this in orcs, I just don't see the point in bringing them. I'd bring more cav just to try to, surround.
They would run down pretty much everything that you have, except for maybe the Crimson Killers. But yeah, they're actually a really good unit. But if you're bringing a flying unit as Britonia, never bring one. Just bring 2, and then it'll bring a lord that's also flying or something like that. Don't bring
Yeah.
1.
Does he have a mage here as well? Because I think if you're going to bring something like this, you could really do with a Lore of Life
Do we
mage
have
or something.
do we have an
keep them
alarm
online.
sensor? Do we have an alarm sensor? We don't got a we got a critical failure on the field. Spooder, what's the critical failure on the field?
No mage.
No mage. Those are alarm bells. If you don't have a mage, you don't have Winds of Magic. You don't have Winds of Magic, you're wasting. So, yeah.
So it's one of the first things little Jflash learned.
Yeah. The first thing little Jflash learned was cry.
Just always bring a fire mage, and then he
Yeah.
kind of branched out into other types of magic after Spooder left. Stop bullying us all with his fire magic.
Exactly.
Yeah, fire magic OP. Just bring if you don't want to like fire, bring shadow.
Yeah. Bring the lore of depth. and use the big ship.
I think this Bretonnian army has gone too much in its kind of infantry and artillery pieces here.
Yeah, I think he brought.
Yeah, they're doing like
The strength of Bretonnia is in its cavalry, and he's only got 2 question knights, which, while they're great units, they're not going to be able to win by themselves.
So,
and the orcs will just cut through all of this infantry over time. So I feel like
I'm gonna say something now, and I think it's actually good that he brought your artillery, because against Jflash's army, they're going to be really useful, especially if they shoot the Crimson Killers and Black Horse. They would be able to just pummel them.
do you think they'd be able to get their value before the enemy can engage them there?
Right now with this situation, actually, yeah.
The biggest problem for him are the squigs in the back.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he just stops them from going in, yeah, no problem. Like unironically, those trebuchets would
actually
are gonna be really good.
Yeah, I think the trebuchets could be good because you could fire on the Black Orcs, but the biggest problem I think is he doesn't have enough to defend them. Because even the Regiment Round Foot Squires, if I micro properly, I can easily get to the back line. If he would have kept, the Royal Hippogriff Knights back there and Lewin, he could have protected them, but they're in the front line.
He has questing knights in the woods right next to them.
Yes, but we'll see how the phony battle goes.
Yeah, but you have, let's say, 1 unit of questing knights to deal with 3 units of squig hoppers. I feel like it's just slightly wide on the cavalry, especially when Bretonnia has such good value cavalry with like Knights of the Realm. They can like mop up any orc cavalry. Then yeah, I feel like it's a waste not to bring at least a couple of units and give yourself like a significant mobility advantage.
True, if he just turns around with the peasant bowman, he would be able to kill the squig hoppers, no problem.
Yeah.
Just them and the questing knights should be fine, and then maybe bring Lewin in.
I think the main issue with this Bretonnia army is that he's playing on the defensive. So Jflash has the initiative, and he has to react to all of Jflash's moves. And if he just makes like one mistake and a squig sneaks through the gaps into his archers or artillery, then it gives Jflash a huge advantage. Whereas, yeah, I think it's easier to play rushing forwards and trying to play defensive like this and trying to plug all of the gaps as the enemy kind of rushes onto you. So.
I'm not gonna lie, this Bretonnian army is pretty fine. Like it's fine.
I don't think it's terrible. I just
Yeah.
I have personal preferences, and I just think going slightly wide on the cavalry gives you more flexibility. So.
True.
All right, let's begin the battle. Starting in 3, 2, 1. So of course, first thing I'm doing, moving up, want to try to surround him. I see there's trebuchets. I see immediately. Okay, that's the first thing I need to focus. Mistake by Variance here.
Moves the trebuchets with the fucking.
He wants to fire. Yeah. Right? See, this is where the Spider Riders are the best. Is he's sending his Royal Hippogriff Knights, which cost 1,500, and Lewin to try and catch them when they will never be able to catch them because of poison. And he realizes does he? What's he doing?
Yeah, but, that's not the strength of the Spider Riders. They're just.
Well, it's one of the many of them that they can distract a lot.
Playing against people who react like that.
Yes. But just being a distraction in general, and you see my squigs are moving up, and he is not reacting. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I mean about trying to react on the defensive, is that it's much easier to rush in when you know what you do, or than to react when you're looking elsewhere. So here, like I said, one unit quick, and it's game over basically already.
Yeah, and there go those trebuchets. Game over, man.
Obviously, this comes down to micro. Like if he'd been able to close the gap and defend this kind of formation, then it would have been fine.
Yeah.
The more range units, the more artillery pieces you bring, the harder it is to defend them because you've got less money elsewhere. So
I'm kind of fucking up with my Spider Riders here. I'm just letting them be fired on when I should be trying to move them. But I think I'm microing my squigs and trying to take out the archers.
Second squig was maybe, or your final squig also, you probably didn't need to charge in. But I mean, that's like a minor detail here.
Yeah.
This is a good engagement for him. Countering a bit late to save the artillery in that, but countering with spear support, you should be able to make short work of it.
We also see my my orc big ones are fighting the questing knights in the forest because Variance didn't move them. So and if we remember, large in forests, not good.
Yeah, without a charge bonus too on the cavalry, it's not going to be a good fight.
Is that a foot of gork coming? That's a waste of a foot of gork.
Bland's formation and melee in the forest.
Yeah.
And then this is another thing, you've got questing knights which charge in and they did alright in the charge, but they're just going to get absolutely
hammered by
Did
those
even
black
get a charge?
orcs.
Because the Orc boys didn't use a single model. Like I'm not sure what happened.
No. It's actually you guys are wrong. Their questing knights are made for sustained combat.
Yeah, but I mean against this many units here, like they still have like what is it, 56 charge bonus. So getting a charge still gives them a big advantage.
Questing knights should be like fighting a Crimson Killer should give them a run for their money easily. Like Crimson Killers, I would say they would beat the Questing Knights, but they would be heavily damaged from it, like heavily.
Well, there's the wall popping off. Those.
As you can see, like the Questing Knights and Luan are just destroying the Crimson Killers right now.
But they also have the Hippogriff Knights in there against the Crimson.
The Questing Knights weren't doing actually that much because
the Questing Knights got in both them.
I didn't see. I thought it was Questing Knights. I was zoomed out and I just saw the horse emblem and I was like, yeah, Questing Knights.
Questing Knights. Yeah, the Hippogriff Knights. I say they're a good unit, right? But in my personal preference, I'd want to bring more cavalry. But they did destroy the Crimson Killers, so.
But that was also with them artillery support because although they got destroyed before they did like 2 or 3, was it 3 or 4 volleys or something, they were firing quite well at the Crimson Killers.
What am I doing with the Spider Riders?
Using his targets quite well, but yeah.
Oh, I see what I was trying to do there.
Another benefit of these units is like Luan and the Hippogriffs is that they do terrify, which against the Orcs can be really useful because they keep.
Yeah, but also remember with Grom, the Grom gives him unit psychology if he's just around.
Questing Knights are actually the best anti-infantry unit that Britannia has. And
Really Questing Knights are really.
Oh yeah, I wasn't trying to devalue Questing Knights. I just think they were misused in this battle. Like giving the Orcs a charge and not like counter-charging is just a bad mistake. Like it meant that a unit of Orc Biggins could wipe out a unit of Questing Knights, so which shouldn't happen typically.
Luan here should be going for Grom and he's just running around instead.
Yeah.
Luan destroys Grom in a 1v1, no problem.
Yeah, but I mean it's not a 1v1, that's the thing, because the Orcs went so much wider, like some of Luan's targets would probably go onto the random Orc boys or the like big uns or something. So yeah, I think that's another advantage of going like slightly wider with your armies is that you have just cheap chaff units to absorb the attacks for your Questing Knights or your Hippogriff Knights or whatever.
I'm just trying to chase him down with Grom.
I honestly think the Variance could have won this easily, he just didn't micro enough.
Yeah.
I mean, not enough, he just didn't micro at all, basically.
Him letting me get my squigs in there was
not
good.
Fair, neither of these armies were terrible. It's not like the some of the previous maps have done where there's been like glaring weaknesses in your armies. Like this, both of these could have worked if they'd been used correctly. I think Jflash was quite well. Yeah, that was obviously a huge mistake. But I mean, yeah, say he swapped out one of his, I don't know, like a couple of his infantry or an archer and an infantry for a life mage or something, then you'd have been in a great position. Because then you can keep the Hippogriff Knights alive for so much longer. Like, yeah,
or a Heaven's Mage to just combat the Crimson Killers. Because everybody knows how much Jflash loves to bring the Crimson Killers and then just delete them with one spell and then make him cry.
Exactly. I think this was one of those battles where both armies were constructed decently. It was who's going to micro better, and Variance didn't defend his trebuchets.
Yeah. Also, another thing that I didn't say, if you're gonna bring an army like this for Britannia, bring the Grail or Relic always. Never forget to bring that because it's really important.
All right. Now we have two very meme battles to look at.
Grail or Relic makes the Britannian infantry actually somewhat decent.
Yeah, it gives them staying power at least.
All right. The next battle is Vampire Coast versus Warriors of Chaos, and I think this is I've kind of. I've evolved past this build, but yeah, I've kind of learned deck gunners. No.
I mean, is this the second time we see 3 deck gunners?
Yes, it is.
Why does this keep happening? Why are the Mongols already engaged with war?
Yeah, this whole thing was a bit of
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this build is I've kind of learned against it. It's it's hard to get value out of your deck gunners, just in general.
One
But
of these fucking wait, who's
Both builds here are just it's rough to
Variance Mongol tactics over here?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Variance is good for the avoid the artillery with his hiding everything in the forest, but it just gives him his army's so separated. It gives him he has so much distance to cover to try to get to the enemy army. Like I think it'd been better just to keep things together and just rush in from like one kind of edge of the other map of the other. Like if he deployed everything on the left, on his right flank and just rushed in, he can get his cavalry up before the enemy can reposition to fire on him, rather than this weird deploying miles away in all of the corners kind of thing.
Yeah.
Plus his army is just a bit unusual anyway. Like it's kind of like the Norse one earlier, where they've gone super rush and kind of no infantry. But
So I think Variance actually has a massive advantage here because of the terrain in the woods. If he used properly, he would be able to just dodge pretty much all the shots from Queen Bess and the gunners. Like if he, let's say he goes with Archeon and Chaos Knights towards this big rock, it goes like behind it, so all the Queen Bess shots hit the tree or whatever, and then he just goes alongside it and like runs up, just hiding behind it the entire time. He would be able to just mitigate the missiles completely, and from the other side just go into the woods, and then you're going to be invisible from there, and then just run out, and by the time he sees you, it's over.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's not really too much to say about these two armies. I mean, mine, I would just say, don't bring deck gunners. Well, like, if you're gonna bring them, just bring one of them.
Yeah,
Three of them is a bit too much.
yeah, one of them can be useful, like sniping kind of lords or high value targets. But
Yeah. It's hard
three
to
is
get.
way too much to protect and to get the value from.
there's a big mistake here being done. You shouldn't have brought Silastra on a crab. One reason, and that is so if you're fighting a faction that either has missiles or has some units that are really good against large, just don't bring her, because it's a fucking death trap, because she's not gonna be ethereal anymore on the crab, and she's large. So let's say he brought Kolic. Kolic goes in, destroys her, no problem. She can't do shit. But if she's ethereal, Kolic would be missing and not doing most of his attacks, and absorbing the damage. Even though she would have like 5,000 health less, she would be taking 75% damage less, and she would be a small target. So yeah, against Chaos, I would advise not bringing the crab, but you got lucky since no Kolic, no like big anti-large.
Yeah. No Summoners of Rage.
Yeah. For also them.
Yeah. But yeah, let's in the Variance army. Just he went full on. So many Chaos Knights.
Chaos Knights everywhere.
Yeah,
And
we
some
got
Scorpion
Archeon.
chariots.
Yeah, okay. This battle is straight up meme. So I'm curious to see how Spooder reacts to it. But all right,
You ready to go?
starting in 3, 2, 1. All right. So
Instant engagement on the right hand flank. Just
yeah, and my the Night Terrors are these Chaos Warhounds are gone. They're
Those
dead.
headhunter shots are just going all into the trees or into Mongols.
Yeah.
Wasting all the shots, but yeah, they're gonna come back. The Mongols terrify and scare too. So
Did I? That's a mismanaged. That's a complete wasted shot.
I mean,
Oh,
to be
wait.
fair, again, this army, like
Yeah.
like in the one that I did, it's hard to get value sometimes. You have to do pieces when the enemy goes full.
Yeah, I think.
if he just waits for a melee engagement to ties up the Chaos Knights and shoots with Queen Bess, it's gonna be useful. But
Yeah.
Jflash, you're doing the same mistake again. You're not bringing the pole arms. You're
Yeah.
just bringing the ordinary deckhand. The shit. Don't do that. Bring the pole arms. It's OP.
They're funny.
No, we just get nothing happening for a while as both armies just kind of stare at each other. Really entertaining, engaging gameplay.
Yeah, interesting gameplay.
You don't see any of his units. So actually, you see one Chaos Knight on the left.
Oh, he's moving up his chariots.
Actually, no, you see both Chaos Knights. Actually, you see 3 Chaos Knights because he didn't hide them properly.
I maybe could have shot them.
No range.
Yeah, if I would have moved up a bit, but...
No, they were far out of range.
So now we get the full-on Chaos Rush from all sides. He is charging his chariots towards where he knows your Mongols are, which doesn't seem like the optimal route.
Yeah. Let's see if this Queen Best shot hits anything. Look at it go.
Variance Mongol tactics. Let's go.
Hey, actually, that hit.
Yeah, like it's so easy to dodge, but he just didn't. it's like arguably the easiest artillery in the game to dodge. And he's gonna do it again. Oh my god.
It doesn't help that they were walking for a lot of that, so yeah.
Yeah.
Like there again, walking, like you've got cavalry, make them run.
I should be shooting Archaon. I'm not. That's a mistake.
They're getting melted though, those Chaos Knights. Oof.
Yeah. Kaboom. Good spell,
Yeah,
but that's gonna completely wipe out the deck gunners. Or not. Never mind. I'm wrong.
So the thing about the Flaming Head and such spells, they do little damage to widespread formation units like the deck gunners or the Jezzails or artillery pieces. Like that kind of spell you can only use against massed infantry and not against the weapons teams and similar type of units.
Yeah.
Here's a really bad engagement for Variance on left as well. He's got a deck arm pole arms. The Chaos Knight charge got interrupted, and so the pole arms got like a free engagement plus the support from Queen Best means it's just like a
those Chaos Knights are
one-sided
going to
fight.
be absolutely ravaged by the bloody Reaper
Yeah.
deck.
They've like
Yeah.
snuck a few through into the deck gunners, and they'll cut through those models quite quickly in there. But yeah, the main bulk of the Chaos Knights is just going to get cut down. You can see how quickly the deck gunners are going down though, from just like 5 Chaos Knights. Like they're getting absolutely slaughtered by anything in melee. So.
Yeah, that's gonna be a deadly. Yeah, yikes. Oh god, that hurts. That hurts to watch. There goes the Bloody Reader Depth Guard. That was a very good vortex.
What do you mean?
There's
no.
that
was the Bloody Reaver. I was looking at the ordinary Depth Guard. What the fuck?
Yeah,
in the center. Yeah.
My Bloody Reavers got actually annihilated by that vortex.
And he did a good Burning Head as well on the Damned Knight Errants to wipe out about half the unit. So.
Yeah.
It's not worth to do it on them because they just disappear on their own.
Yeah, true, but it's still like if you can get them off a little bit quicker, especially with like a somewhat cheapish spell, then.
Yeah, and Archaon's actually going to be able to do really good damage to Silastra overall. Just with his abilities.
Mongols just absolutely mauling chariots because chariots just are not made to deal with anti-large. Like that's the engagement for them.
Where am I?
Still
Oh, there my
almost
other
at full
Death Guard.
health just 'cause
They're
of their
running in.
Yeah, shit. When I was talking earlier about the Blood River Death Guard, I meant like the ordinary Depth.
Yeah, the ordinary Depth Guard.
Yeah.
Is this the funny? I think this is the funny.
I don't know.
It is.
Yeah. Kinda. Let's see.
That did not do that much damage to those Chaos Knights.
Yeah.
No.
And, it was poorly aimed, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and Silastra's taking some pretty bad. She's just surrounded. But are they? No, they're anti-infantry. So I mean, but Archaon can do some decent damage.
To be honest, I hadn't realised Variance had put it this much toward, like, not in his favour, but he'd done this well to kind of muck your units up. He should definitely be cyclocharging his units here, like he's got his Chaos Knights just stood there in prolonged engagement with Depth Guard and Polearms from the Bloody River Depth Guard, like...
Yeah. Weird
Chaos Knights
Burning
advanced
Head won't do a lot of damage to Night Terrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't have anywhere else to use the Burning Head on.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, these Mongols still almost on full units are just going to be a nightmare to deal with the...
Yeah, this battle, after this point, it devolved into... Oh, boy.
I see Jflash winning here, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you can stick as knights all getting chased away. I think the depth guards with pole arms and the bloody with the depth guards are just two really good units here. Like both having the regen that they have, their hunger, and the anti-large. Just it's very strong.
I mean, basically everything they have, and on the other side, the Chaos Knights don't have armor piercing, and so they can't do shit. They're just getting ran down.
Okay, I'm trying to fight by himself, but yeah, it's a tough fight at this point.
Look at my Knight Terrors go, slapping the Chaos Knights.
And another big thing is that you still have the zombie pirate deck come up here, so every so often the attacks from all of these like more viable units is just gonna be wasted on like a random zombie.
Yeah. The biggest
Whereas
problem,
all of your attacks are going against high value targets. So
the biggest problem I have right now is Arcan is still at full health. My Depth Guard will be able to do damage to him, but it's still Arcan's annoying. Just because he's so godforsakenly strong. Like the balance of power is still even.
Nah, you win this. Easy.
Yeah, by himself though, the
Depth Guard and the Bloody River Deck Guard on their own should be able to kill him.
What is happening?
I think Archaon's got an attack order to try to kill
Silastra, yeah.
I think Archaon is thinking about life, trying to get out, but it's not working.
Yeah, he was trying to push through them, but yeah.
He's being stared down by a Mongol.
How did this go the way it did? What the hell?
I don't know, man. You play this.
I know. I'm trying to. Oh yeah. Okay, that's how it went. He got a really good charge into Silastra.
Oh, are you saying you lose this?
No. But the way this battle went, it becomes a full-on meme in a second here.
I mean, she's crumbling.
Yeah.
He's putting all of his effort into bringing her down. Like he's got all of his units trying to chase her.
She's gonna die at some point. There's no stopping it.
A decent burning head there.
I mean, that was the best he could do. I'm gonna lie. I would have saved that magic for the Flamestorm.
I don't believe Archaon has a increased mana regeneration though, does he? Like the high elves or whatever do. So sometimes you just run out. So.
And Silastra's dead.
Really quick, but I'm back. Oh, Silastra died.
Is this just trying to kite you when they start crumbling or
yeah, this
away,
is when he just started running around me.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for Winter Magic here. I'm gonna go to speed 3 here if you guys are ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna go speed 3.
Like massacring some zombies. Yep.
The Mongols on speed 3 look actually really funny.
Yeah, look at them go.
I think we need some kind of rule for the future about engaging because this was a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, this was Variance full on memeing. I thought I was gonna lose this. I was like, there's no way, because I was worried about my army just completely crumbling.
Yeah, you can see one of your units just whittling away, and you think you just
Yeah, and this is just a Looney Tunes episode at this point. This is Coyote and Road Racer.
Yeah, I mean he ran in at the end, and I think he realized he can't win, so he just died.
Yeah, he charges in, and then everything surrounds him, and they just
typical Arcane again though. What is it? 5,200 damage value. He's
yeah, Archaon is.
The rest of his army just let him down there. Like
yeah.
Any other kind of like vaguely decent chaos build, and he would have been able to
win that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, win out. Yeah.
All right, so that was meme battle number. Yeah, Archaon. Jesus. I mean, this build, it's not like awful, but at the same time, I feel like if he would have brought a normal build here, he could have won. But yeah, Silastra did decent damage. My Depth Guard, both of them did decent damage. I got, literally nothing out of my deck gunners. But let's move on to the final battle, and that is
Oh, I remember this one. Oh god, I remember this one.
I can't wait to see how
Oh my
Spooder
god.
thinks about
This
this
one
one.
was. I watched this one live. It was so painful.
This was just painful. This was just bad. This was awful on so many levels. I can't. Yeah, this was. I'm not proud of this battle, but
It's a bunch of shooty shoots.
yeah, just a bunch of shooty shoots. I'll go over my army first. Something I have a bad habit with the dwarves in that I have kind of a basic army build in my mind, and I'm always like, yeah, this will work. Don't do that. If you're building an army, always like try to think what's the best counter. My problem is I just think dwarves, I think very strong, and I think only one build will. I think, oh yeah, this one build will work. But
Now
don't
we're
do
gonna
that.
say one thing immediately: Hellstorm in the woods, and one of them is facing a tree, like point blank.
Yeah, I was thinking this. I was thinking this at the exact same time too. Like, if he had to put them somewhere, like there's a clearing literally 20 meters to his right, which they could hide in from direct fire cannons and shoot over.
It
But he put
literally
them
is.
One of
in
them
the
is
woods.
literally facing the fattest tree. In the world.
Yeah, it's literally just staring at a tree, thinking about life, thinking about burning the forest down.
It's going to just destroy itself immediately at the first moment it fires if he doesn't move it.
Okay. Basic army composition. This is a pretty basic dwarf build. I had a different build in mind, but then I got bullied, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll just bring the most basic of dwarf builds. So I have some blasting charges, some miners, some giant slayers.
Why'd you get peer pressured into doing something else? What the fuck?
I would say, Gemini would just go normal slayers over giant slayers. I don't know if I could be incorrect here, but I don't see what the significant value that they offer over normal slayers is. I think it's just increased damage maybe, and armor piercing damage as well, right?
I'm not sure entirely. I just like to bring them because I think they're better. I'm not sure if they actually they cost more. My monkey brain activates. They cost more. They must be better.
So they cost more. They have armor piercing. The only ones don't, and but they don't have the whirling axis, so they can't dodge
Missiles. Yeah. I got 2 organ guns positioned on that little rock, but Variance is positioned. I'm not really gonna be able to get much out of them. I got some Thunderers, Brock Gromberdil. Yeah, basic dwarf build.
So there's a big mistake you're doing here, Jflash. So
What am I doing?
zoom in on the organ guns, like zoom in real deep, like to the point, like from their point of view. And then look what they're facing. Most of them are facing rocks that they can't shoot over. Now, you might think, oh, well, the game is not like that. It's going to just go to them or something like that. No.
I like
They're going to hit the rocks and they won't be able to do shit. Like some of them won't. But
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention to that shit. Like
Yeah.
when you have units like the organ guns or the thunderers or the handgunners, you gotta zoom in real deep and look from their point of view and see if it's going to hit something. Because from afar, looking top down, it won't look like they will sometimes. But when you zoom in, oh boy,
Yeah, they're gonna hit rocks.
it can happen.
All right, let's look at this Empire build. We do got. So I'd say Empire is actually really good against dwarves. I think it's probably like one of the best dwarf counter picks, just because you can outrange them with the Hellstorm. And make them
quite
come to
like
you.
Variance's build here, a few units aside, mainly being the Outriders or grenade launchers, because just although they can be useful at clearing chaff, the dwarfs don't really have chaff, and they don't do armor piercing damage with their grenade launchers. So just bring in normal Outriders or some other kind of armor piercing, or just other units. I think would be better value than these here.
Yeah.
But great swords and handgunners, like you don't particularly need to worry about maneuverability from the dwarfs. So yeah, going heavy on range units like he has here, which in a normal battle would be quite hard to defend them all, but against the dwarfs who are quite like slower than you and who don't have like cavalry threats to you, it's not as much of an issue. So yeah, and then just great swords are one of the only Empire units infantry with armor piercing, so it's kind of an ideal fight for them as well. But
I'm gonna go back to what the Jflash said that Emperor counters dwarves. It really doesn't. I would even say
Really?
that dwarves counter Empire, because saying that they counter the dwarves because one unit has like 30 range more than the dwarves have. Is kind of weird because okay, just walk those 30 units and like it's a really small distance and boom, you're in range. And you can't outdo the dwarves in staying power when it comes to bombardment. Like they will stay there and be there for much longer than your artillery will if they get shot by the same
I
thing.
think if you're going for this kind of range dueling thing, you have to really make use of the range advantage. Like right here, he's deployed quite near the front. It's like a somewhat small map to begin with. He's deployed in range of the dwarven artillery. If you're going to do this, you have to deploy like further back and make sure you take advantage of your range. Like make sure you get the full amount of your volleys before they get into combat. Because right now it just becomes straight up a straight up artillery duel, and you don't get the range advantage.
Yeah, and another thing is Empire is very heavily dependent on missiles, and you're facing a faction where every single unit basically has at least a bronze shield. It's kind of weird. I mean, when you get shot, you just get full-on damage completely because your units don't have armor or shields. Meanwhile, all the dwarves have shields and armor, so like the Thunderers will destroy the handgunners in a 1v1, no problem, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Actually,
only the great swords can go in and do stuff, but they have to get in to do that kind of stuff. And I mean, yeah, I guess the cavalry, you can get the Demogryphonites and stuff like that and run down the dwarves, no problem. But all the infantry that like all the handgunners and stuff that the Emperor depends on, it's you shouldn't really bring them. Just bring a rush army for playing the Emperor against the dwarves.
I never thought of it that way. Yeah, you bring up some really good points.
I think I did that. I actually think I did.
Yeah, you did that against in the league. Yeah, you brought like 5 Demogryphonites.
I think like 4 of them and the car fronts on a horse and like I don't know, some random stuff. Just ran down the dwarves.
All right, well, unless any of you guys get some more to say, I'm going to start the battle.
I'm just ready for this pain.
Yeah, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin the Bully Jflash show. Yeah, this was really bad.
I'm putting Jflash and putting Variance here. We were
bad. This was bad. Like this was.
You can see immediately what Spooder was saying. Shooting the trees.
They're shooting the trees. Like these guys, like just contemplating life. I want to see him fire. Come on, fire.
And we can, if you look at on the right hand side, you've got 2 units of grenade launchers firing into blasting. Like they've done 2 volleys in the minus the blasting charges, and they haven't killed a single model because they have no armor piercing damage. So
these Hellstorms are actually unironically shooting well. Honestly, only 2 of them hit the trees, and they dealt so much damage to the organ guns already.
I mean, I just saw 4 hit the trees.
Yeah, 4 hit the trees.
This was definitely it's still like a good trade, but it would have been so much better if he just wasn't in the trees.
Yeah.
Do you have shorter range? Okay.
Under do have shorter range. Actually, no, they don't.
No, the same. Yeah, I think he was just rushing forward unnecessarily here because the handgun is already.
Yeah, already positioned. Yeah.
Now he's trying to fire lower with the Hellstorm batteries. And
not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, and it's also particularly dangerous when you have so many like high value units in front of you. Like the Hellstorm batteries, just one stray shot and it's gonna like go straight into your greatswords. Yeah.
God, what the fuck is this battle?
Grumbindle just stopping and getting some point blank fire, like
tanking the bullets, don't worry.
He's fine.
It's regular Tuesday for him.
the trees.
Oh no. Some of those Hellstorm went into the greatsword.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There was so much of that like friendly fire in this battle, like and so much just standing around too. Like you've got the greatswords here just chilling, waiting while the Hanging is trying to run through them, still not moving. Like some great swords only just being brought up from reserve, but
I think that
is carrying all the handgunners and now the Hellstorm are shooting the handgunners.
And this is any kind of this is why any kind of cavalry that the Empire, like melee cavalry, would be so useful here in that charging around to mop up the Thunderers and mop up the organ guns, which are completely undefended. But he has nothing apart from the Outriders. Like even just a couple of Empire Knights or something, just to charge around and put pressure on them is.
Yeah.
What's happening? Where giant slayers appear from? Like, this is the most based battle I've seen in a while.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Like, Giant Slayers just ran around. This is like a slightly wide right flank. Like,
I just zoomed out and they were there. Like,
Yeah, I saw them too. Like, how'd they get all the way over there? What the hell? They're fast for a dwarf, man. Okay, they go. They
I know,
zoom.
also, the Outriders would actually be good against the Giant Slayers, particularly when they blob up like this. But I don't think they ever shoot into the unarmored like dwarf units. Like, they
see,
spend their entire battle shooting like dwarf warriors and miners. Like,
so, Jflash, you're supposed to win this, right?
I thought I was gonna lose this one too. I don't know how I won this one. This one was just straight up.
okay, actually, there we go. Sorry, I have just seen the Outriders did come to a couple of volleys and just completely annihilated the Giant Slayers there. So
No armor on
Yeah.
giant slayers. So.
yeah, against unarmored units, like they are. Like these units can be
they're-
incredibly strong.
they are very strong. Except my thunderers are now starting to shoot.
Yeah,
into
now
them
they're gonna
and-
get absolutely melted.
Yeah, and I'm fine. My organ gunners are slowly moving from the rocks, just trying to get over there. Oh man, there's also like, oh, he's finally moved them, but we had a unit of great swords and handgunners just kind of chilling.
He's running with his Hellstorm rocket batteries, not left them behind and moved his unit. But you didn't punish him for that. You just let him walk walk the 4 batteries away to turn around and fire again or something. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Oh man, Gromberdil against Volkmar. Gromberdil he's gonna win that one pretty easily, especially if supported Thunderers.
Charging Outriders into melee with Dwarf Warriors is just, not
Yep,
gonna work.
Here we
Gonna get
go.
massacred.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's like this one unit from Giant Slayers, which is just kind of coming around the back and like wrapping up these 3 units. Like,
I just saw them at the exact moment. At the exact moment you said that, I was like, again, like, how did they appear there?
Actual teleporting giant slayers.
It's just complete mayhem over there where the giant slayers are. They're running zigzag with these handgunners.
Yeah.
Where
No.
are these guys are treating you? Like, do you see this? They're running zigzag.
They're finally going.
no, it's
The giant slayers are finally just killing up these hellstorms.
Oh, now you have the organ guns redeployed and just absolutely massacring these units. Now they've got like a good line of fire on great swords and Hellstorm batteries. So
Yeah.
There's a complete-
yeah, once they're actually in range and got a clear line of fire, it's not a good engagement.
They're still shooting into the trees, but you know.
Volkmar desperately fleeing for his life.
I know this is
Insane.
like all the bullets are missing, like comically missing at point blank range. Oh, here we go. Now my organ guns are starting to
Organ
fire.
guns hitting the trees.
Yeah, like literally nothing is hitting. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, now he's almost down.
Now it's down to 50 health. There we go. Well placed organ gun shot, and that's the battle.
The
Yeah,
last shot actually hit him in the head. I saw that.
yeah.
See, this is one of the moments where I feel less bad about the battles that I did earlier because I had some mistakes. That was just.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
that
even
was
know
just
what
something
this
else.
was.
I'm not even sure what to say about that.
Yeah, this was I think this is one of the best battles there, just because I don't even know, man. This was. Oh.
That reminds me. Well, that makes me think of like 2 people that have no idea what they're doing, like fighting for the first time. And yet, you and Variance have both played like a decent number of battles.
Yeah.
Probably can even use any experience
Been-
to use at this point. It
Been
was
in
just
every tournament,
Yeah.
every league, and yeah, this was our battle. I don't even like enough like. I only had 2 units that did over 1,000 damage value, so I don't know
I mean,
how
look,
I
I
won
don't
that.
want to criticize too much because I have my moments coming, but yeah, I guess just sometimes you just have bad battles. You just got to pick stuff up again because
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it happens sometimes. And this time it happened to both players at the same time, and it was what led to something quite comical. But yeah,
What do you think, Spooder?
Pretty based.
Exactly. Okay. Well, what did we learn from those battles? I don't know, man. I don't think we learned anything. We just
I
kind
don't think you can take any lessons from those.
yeah.
Get back to the first one. Just bring a mage always.
Yeah, always bring a mage.
Just ignore these second 2.
Exactly. All right. Well, unless you 2 got anything to say, I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching the Crossie Flash Spooder Show, and thanks to our funny guest Spooder for showing up. So, we'll see you in the next one.